going on, guys? Welcome back to the Free Reign 6M podcast. Today it's us three again, Dad and Zane and myself. It's election day.
It is, finally.
It's exciting day.
This went on forever. It is an exciting day.
It's been a long, crazy 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're all nervous,
Yep.
paranoid, and, just curious to see what's on the other side of this thing.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a landslide. We ain't got to be here for a week waiting.
Yeah. So what do you guys, how are you feeling at this point?
I still feel like it's a landslide, electoral landslide by Trump. I think he'll win the popular vote too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that look like if Trump wins the popular vote and things go his way?
Yeah, then it's
Electoral college.
It's a mandate then. Right?
What does America look like at that point?
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Does everybody ride with it? Does everybody get to enjoy it? Do things get better, or do those things happen and there's bullshit that he has to deal with?
Yeah, well, we can pray that things go real well, everybody comes together. Hopefully he helps people come together, but I don't think it's likely that we're not, we're going to have some things that are going to happen, right?
Yeah, so no matter what happens in this, there's going to be disruption.
Going to be disruption.
So, the fight doesn't end after this.
Internally and probably externally, the world. Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be things that happen.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, things like wars overseas that we're invested in, hopefully that stops.
Get that
hopefully
stopped
the wars stop,
right?
All around.
Stop the bullshit wars. Yeah, absolutely. Stop sending all these other countries support and money. Yeah.
But I'll say it again, if Trump wins this will be the greatest American story, top 3, top 5.
At least of our
greatest
lifetime,
American
right?
stories
of our lifetime.
Of all time.
One of all time, yeah. For sure. Definitely.
It'll inspire people, citizens, business owners, households. It'll give people a sense of pride that we probably haven't felt in a long time. And whether you vote for Trump or not, and maybe he doesn't win, I think it's everything that he's been through, everything that people have been through, everything that citizens have had to deal with. We're all like we say, everybody wants the best for America.
Right.
No matter
Right.
what their viewpoint is.
Right.
Everybody wants the best for the country.
Yep.
And we think that Trump, is the best option.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope the divisiveness goes away over time, right?
Yeah.
That started back with the whole Hillary Clinton era and, Obama.
Yeah.
And, Trump to some degree played into that and wished he wouldn't have, but the last 4 years have been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that goes away. We can come together.
Yeah, I heard, Trump does have a lot of things about him that kind of strays people away.
Mm-hmm.
But I forget who said something along the lines of this, but it was like, when you want somebody to handle things in a game full of snakes, you want them to be a savage.
Yeah, right. That's Trump.
Who else are you gonna?
Right.
What else do you?
That's right.
I don't know anybody that would handle a situation like that any different.
Right. He's necessary.
Yeah.
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 I believe that.
Out of everybody that we got, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, maybe there's somebody that's better than him, but
we can debate about his character
obviously.
things, right? But his the way he does business, the way his policies, they're absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
But when people talk about his character, like, what is that even?
Well, I know.
But
we can have a discussion
truly,
about that. I can listen to.
Truly the dumbest thing you could possibly pick out of him.
Yeah.
Well, it's the easiest thing.
Right? Yeah, it's the easiest.
There's really nothing else.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I posted on TikTok, I think it was yesterday, even if Jesus Christ himself were on the ballot, the culture of our society, of our country, and us so bad,
Still wouldn't
he wouldn't win the election.
Yeah.
No, he'd be criticized.
Think about that. Yeah.
You know, he was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He would not win the election if he was on the ballot right now. So it's the state of our country. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And there's a
Yeah,
whole
it's,
lot of reasons for that. We'll get into that, but that's what we're looking at right now. So Trump, yeah, we can talk about character things,
hmm
but his policies and the way he does business and that's the right time. We need it.
Yeah. Probably the main thing about his character that attracts people is the authenticity.
Yeah,
'Cause he's going to say
definitely
exactly what he wants to say. And there's not a lot of people like that anywhere.
right.
Most people that,
We need a lot more
you
of
know,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we seeing? What are we seeing around?
I don't know. Like, everybody's talked about the swing states, and we've talked here before.
What are we seeing in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. The early turnout's been strong, but not as strong as 2020. They're saying 1.7 mail-in versus 2.6 in 2020 million,
hmm
and they've got a fifth of registered voters voted early.
So there's less
Less than
overall.
2020, yeah.
But there's obvious, and this time around, Republicans, Trump has pushed people. If you want to vote early, you can.
Right.
And there's been a ton, at least from what I'm seeing across media, social media, talking to people, getting out early has been
Yeah.
a thing to do.
Well, in addition, in this year, Republicans outpaced registered Republicans in Pennsylvania outpaced Dems by a long shot early in the year, and then Dems it was interesting since Biden dropped out, Dem registered voters picked up quite a bit, so they're neck and neck, new registered voters in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah, says there's 9 million total voters, split 47-42 by way of Democrat.
Which is kind of think about a reflection of the
I
country.
mean, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's usually more Democrats registered than Republicans.
And 2016, Trump won by just under 50,000 votes. He lost in 2020
Right.
by a little over 81,000.
Isn't that crazy?
So there's a small shift that happens based upon certain things. Media probably has a lot
Right.
to do with it.
Yeah. The media has a lot to do with it for sure.
But certain people's actions have a lot to do with it too, and
Mhm.
how people see those things. So
Yep.
um,
So then we got Georgia too, right?
yeah. But in Pennsylvania, 50% of voters in the state said their family is worse off financially than they were 4 years ago. 16% said that in 2020.
Wow.
So that
That's huge.
yeah, the economy is a big deal,
It is a big deal.
and what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we've heard people say Trump should stay on message more, economy, the wall,
Mhm.
that kind of thing, and I think he has. He gets off message quite a bit, but
Yeah. I don't know, off message. There's just a lot of things to talk about.
yeah, he does. He
There's
hops
just
around a lot.
yeah.
He talks about things that he's passionate about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I read 73% say democracy is threatened.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know by who. Wasn't really specific. It was,
Yeah, that was just general, right?
It's a Reuters article. So
Well, you know what? No matter which side you're on, it does feel like it's threatened, right? I could see both feeling that way,
mhm.
right? The fact is that we've had for the recent past couple of decades, things have not been going well. It's both Republicans and Democrats over that time, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people just fed up with the government. Too big, too many regulations.
Yeah. It's not fucked up because of the people. I
Right.
mean, it's fucked up
Yeah.
because of the people that
Or
we
we're voting
voted
for 'em.
in.
Yeah, or we didn't vote for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody feels this, right? There's something wrong,
Mhm.
and a lot of people feel it, both sides.
Yeah.
It's too much government, less freedom.
Too much control.
Yeah,
Sending money elsewhere. Borders wide open.
Right. For those on TikTok, this is Free Reign 6M, and we're about freedom for everybody, no exceptions. how you choose to live that is between you and God. But everybody, freedom for everybody, and so we want less government. We want less regulation. We want less of that in our lives, so we can live better. Right?
We the people.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, and then also Pennsylvania Democrat voter registration is down 1.2 million since Obama. So
That's interesting.
yeah, there's a lot of signs here and there.
Well, I was reading an article too. You know, people are moving from state to state, right? People move, right? And
Yeah,
there's been a lot of that to like Florida and Texas, you know, where there's lower housing costs and better economy.
yeah,
And so the blueness or the redness sort of changes over time and shifts around. So
yeah. Pennsylvania's got big deer too, so
Yeah,
hopefully it's a
they
lot
do.
of
They got good deer
you
out
know.
there. But yeah, the last 4 years, you could see why people would want to move around. Shit, inflation's been crazy.
Yeah.
If they can go somewhere else and live a better life, they're going to do it. Yeah.
So what other states we looking at?
Oh, Georgia, you got anything on Georgia?
Just early voters is the 1.4, and then
It was like 50
Eight.
some.
And then you got mail-ins on top of that.
I got what?
Mail-in voting in Georgia too.
No, I see. It was so most of the sources they were saying they had early voting, right, and then they had mail-in voting. But whenever you like had the try to look in for the walk-in, it didn't have anything. It just said 0.
Okay, but we
So-
know they're at about 55% early voting already before today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
55%.
Yeah. in Georgia.
So, yeah, the younger generation, they were the last. They were the last, big generation to vote. So they only had about 300,000 to vote, and then
like new voters.
no, not new voters,
Oh, okay.
just 18 to 25. They had 300,000.
Okay. gotcha.
26 to 40 had 700,000, and then 41 to 65 had 1.7 million.
I gotcha. Okay.
Says
Well, they got over 7 million voters.
There's more female
Registered
voters
4 million.
than male voters.
Okay.
They hit 4 million on Friday.
Yeah.
Early votes.
So yeah,
That's
well over 50%
Yeah.
voted before today.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Georgia's a
That's
big
awesome.
state. There was a lot of issues last
Well, it's a
time.
big city. Atlanta's a huge city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna probably see election issues there too
Yeah.
this time.
What happened in Georgia 2016?
Trump win that one? And
Yeah,
then
but wasn't it
lost
like
it in 2020?
wasn't that was like one of the last states?
Yeah, it was late.
It was like one of the last states. It was like super late.
2020. 2020. It was one of the last.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What else? What else in Georgia?
Now, just they had some kind of lawsuit that came up here in the last couple of weeks that Supreme Court ruled on. Their Supreme Court.
Yeah. Says here Trump won Georgia 2016. Little over 51%
Okay.
in Georgia.
Yeah. Real close, just like Pennsylvania.
Clinton had like 45%. I think it was a lot closer 2020 for Georgia.
Yeah. So it's a nail biter again. That is what it seems, at least by the polls and early voting. It's hard to tell, but it's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, there's a small flip. 2020, Biden won 49, little over 49%.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 49.47% over Trump's 49.24.
That's wild.
So, I think I'd be curious to see what kind of polls are running in Georgia about economy and things like that.
Yeah.
I'd say that the early voting is probably kind of the same as probably the other states where there's a lot of Republicans getting in there early.
Yeah, the Republicans have turned out this year
Yeah.
versus previous years.
I think that's what we've heard a lot.
Yeah, yeah. No, the Republicans have definitely gotten better about early voting this cycle already.
There was also a bomb threat today at the polls in Atlanta.
Right.
Said to be non-credible. Then the FBI Georgia secretary come out and said it was blames it on Russia.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then there was a poll worker arrested for framing the event on another worker that he had an altercation with.
He was Russian.
So
or
weird,
something.
weird deal.
Yeah.
I think every time something like this happens, they just slap it on Russia. Just like down the road, they can pull something out.
Yeah. There'd be some goofy stuff happen tonight too, I'm sure. And then I guess some stuff on North Carolina. I think that's an important state as well. I mean, there was like 7 swing states that everybody's been watching, and I think we should talk about what typically are blue states, hardcore blue states that they're talking about possibly being able to flip. But North Carolina, they got 7.8 million registered voters. I think they saw a huge early turnout, 56.7% early voting before today. It was big,
Wow.
yeah. And that's 570,000 more than in 2020. That's a big number.
Dude.
Yeah.
And after, because they just got hit by a hurricane.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
there was that big narrative, whether it's like a biased narrative or it's true or whatever, that they didn't get quite as much help as they probably deserved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that maybe you see some sort of
Motivation.
resurgence reaction from that.
Motivation, right. Probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true. And, they're dealing with all the stuff they're dealing with. So they're going to just get there as soon as they can get there. They're not going to wait till the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So those are 3 key states. I know there's others, Michigan, Wisconsin, that kind of stuff.
Georgia would probably be a big, 16 votes from that.
Yeah.
But what time is it?
About time.
5:38 here.
Yeah.
So
About
here
30
in-
minutes, 25 minutes.
Polls are starting.
Mhm.
They're starting to close down. So
Yeah.
I know we're starting
Getting
to
some
see it on TV now.
news rolling in here.
Right. Right.
So I'm watching right now.
How
New
about-
Hampshire's another one that could be
Yeah, that was one of the
Could be a
blue
decent one.
states that could be flipped.
Governor. I think her name's Ayotte.
Ecoli or something like that.
No, it's AOD, yeah.
Ayotte.
Yeah.
Yep, she's 83%. There's only been a few
Yeah,
counties it looked
early.
like
Yeah.
that have been
yeah.
counted off, but
Yeah. Yeah, but like New Hampshire, Maine, New Jersey, New Mexico, those were all
little Lego states will add up on you.
little possible flips for the red.
Yeah.
So that'd be really interesting. That starts happening, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, New Hampshire, 50-50.
Yeah. It'll be
Or,
close.
Yeah.
It'll
President.
be close.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess, if the governor is going that way, if it stays, it's at 83% versus,
Yeah.
down near nothing.
Yeah.
If it stays that way for governor, you'd like to think that Trump could have a good
Yeah.
chance.
Well, like you said yesterday, we're in Missouri, so we're usually a lock for red, and Kansas right across the river is usually the case as well. So it's very fascinating to us to see these other states, just like you see on the news. Everybody's been seeing on the news these ones that are swing states. It's interesting to see what unfolds. How about other miscellaneous news? Like, well, you did something on Google today.
Oh yeah. There's I noticed that somebody tweeted that Google wasn't giving you any results when you typed in where to vote for Trump versus if you typed in where to vote for Harris, it'd bring up their
election.
polling station kind of directorial thing. But when you typed in Trump, it gave you nothing.
Nothing. I saw
Google
that.
came out and said, well, there's a city or a county or something in Texas that's called Harris, so that's that's why it gives you this and that. He was
But
like,
I saw
it said JD Vance doesn't give you You type that in, it doesn't give you anything either. I was like, well, yeah, he's running
Yeah,
with Trump.
they're both
Like,
yeah,
we-
right.
you know.
Right.
But
Playing
you,
some bullshit.
and then they also said that not many people use that use Google to find out where they vote. I was like, people use Google for everything.
Almost everything.
That's where I figured out where to vote.
Yeah.
I use
yeah.
Google.
They're playing games,
Yeah.
just like you.
But yeah, you type in where to vote for Trump and it doesn't tell you shit.
Hmm.
You know.
I saw your post. It was clear. They
Yeah.
were different.
Mm-hmm.
The Trump was just
Type in the same
missing
deal.
information. It's completely different. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprising though, as we know.
Yeah. And then what else we got? Joe Rogan endorsed Trump. Was it last night?
I think it was this morning, wasn't it? Or maybe it was last.
It was like
late
last night. Yeah, late last night. During,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
maybe
you're right.
around
Last
during or after the podcast they had.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
with Elon Musk. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Locked
a
it
lot
in.
of viewers. How many
he's
viewers
a-
is that?
I don't know, but
It's
he's the fucking biggest podcast
Yeah. Biggest
big
podcast.
In the country?
Mhm.
yeah, in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's a longtime left leaning figure.
Right.
You know.
Yep. Definitely a moderate. Right.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was big. That's a big deal. That was a big win.
Arizona's another state that is was really close. Says let's see.
Especially that Maricopa County. That's been a controversial county.
Biden won 49.4 to 49% last time. How many votes is Arizona worth?
Electoral or
Yeah.
registered voter?
Electoral.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Arizona
But they were a slow state too the last time, I think.
electoral votes.
They had some issues.
Arizona's worth 11.
Yeah.
You know, with all the crazy border shit, they get probably damn near as much crossings as anybody.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of controversy around it last time with the governor race there with Kerry Lake and presidential. So I think that's another state that
Yeah.
Trump could definitely
Nevada will be a big one
definitely
too.
grab.
That's a blue, typically.
Yeah, I think that went Biden's way
Yeah.
way too. Those
Yeah.
were like, I think Arizona and Nevada, it was like late, or
Yeah.
like early in the morning.
Right. Right.
They're still counting.
Yeah. Trump's been in Arizona, Nevada a lot too.
And actually, in Arizona, there's more registered Republicans than there is Democrats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by a little under 300,000.
Hmm.
There's
It's
also
not that
no
common.
label or others. It's 1.5 million, so that plays a big part too.
Yeah.
Libertarian, 31,000, a little over that.
There's a lot of libertarians in the Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet it seems like if Trump does win, there's a good amount of support across the board for him. You're seeing a lot more acceptance and a lot more. It might be a close race, but I
Yeah.
think you're seeing a lot more understanding and support for somebody like Trump, or the things that he at least is interested in helping the people with.
Yeah. Yep. I'm really interested too in the demographics of things, like how are the Latinos going to turn out? How are the blacks going to turn out? I know I saw this morning that black women had turned out in large numbers versus black men. So it'll be interesting to see today how
Yeah.
black men turn out and how they vote. But Latinos as well. Going to be interesting. Demographics.
It's definitely been a shift in the culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big shift.
Yeah. Exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting night. Hopefully, we're not waiting for a week.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to watching.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry too.
Yeah, we might hop back on here or something if we
Yeah.
see something on the news. But
Yeah.
everybody live your free reign.
Yeah, free reign. Thanks, TikTokers. Appreciate you.